Sending lots of love to you, Christine. I will light a candle for you and put that in the Facebook group. We'll put our energy there. So today, for the thingy that I'm doing for day 5, I actually have two. I have 2 people that I'm going to talk to you about because that's just what I'm doing this morning. I'm doing 2. It's a double header. So first is Vivi on Verbeck, and some of you know Vivi. She is an amazing clay creatrix, and this is the mug that she custom made for me earlier in the year. This is my 2000, what year is this? This is my 2020 word, which is flow, and she made me this beautiful mug with river colors, and it is wonderful. It's perfectly weighted. But I'm going to show you my other mugs by Vivi too, and then I'm going to tell you more things. So Vivi is also famous for making what she calls fugs, and they are mugs shaped like women's torsos and bums. There's the bum. So she has a bunch of these in different shapes and sizes, different figures, right? And I love them. They're so weird. Like, look at that. So I've actually found this one in her shop, and it was like so sassy with such an attitude. I was like, this is the fug for me. But she has a bunch of them, and Vivi also does custom orders. I also bought this chalice one time, which I love. All of her stuff is amazing. She does custom things. She also makes like bowls, noodle bowls, incense holders, basically anything you can think of with pottery, Vivi can make. And so she is a little shop in Midtown Harrisburg, right across the street from the Broad Street Market on Verbeck Street. And you can go to her shop, and it is an experience. And I'm going to tell you just a quick little story about my experience with Vivi. So I met Vivi officially when I was living in Harrisburg. So James and I had split. Some of you know this story, but James and I had split. I moved out, and I was living in Harrisburg by myself over there half the time. And, you know, I was in a really, I don't know, I was in a place. 2019 was a place. And, you know, sometimes I would feel like, oh my God, I've made a huge mistake. Like, what is my life? What am I doing? And there was this one, it was a cold night, I want to say. And it was 3rd in the Berg in Harrisburg. So all of these art galleries and different restaurants will open up on the 3rd Friday. You know, back in the day when we could gather socially. So anyway, I was with a friend, and we had some dinner at the Millworks, and then we walked down and ended up in Vivi's shop with Vivi and Jeb. And they welcomed us in and poured wine, and I was sitting on, you know, these warm couches surrounded by beautiful pottery with these amazing people, and like all these artists kept popping in to say hi and drink a glass of wine. And I remember sitting there and just feeling like I was gonna be okay, because I've somehow found myself in a place where I can sit down in this beautiful shop and drink wine with these incredibly interesting people, all these artists coming in, and I was like, Sarah, it's gonna be all right. So Vivi has a special place in my heart because she is the warmest, kindest, sweetest woman ever. And so if you go and visit her, I will be linking her shop. Can't really miss it on Verbeck Street. Go visit her, tell her Sarah sent you. She will pour you a free cup of coffee or tea, and you will enjoy your shopping experience. It's a very personalized experience when you go to Vivi's. It's not like, oh, let me just walk in and like grab this mug and pop out. It's more like talk and feel the energy and just take a deep breath and relax. So you can do that. You can definitely message her ahead of time if you need to do your shopping and make sure like no one else is in there. She's very accommodating for all of those things. So I'm super excited for you guys to get to know Vivi if you don't know her already, and to see all the amazing things she has. She just released a new mug collection that is inspired by the Susquehanna River. So Go check her out. I will link her stuff. You can also find her on Facebook, Vivian Verbeek, Verbeke. So that's our first amazing person of the day to go buy things from. Our second is not a person who makes mugs, shockingly, but I do try to keep all of the mug makers in central Pennsylvania busy. And also, just big thank you to you guys for your amazing support for Danny yesterday. And if you're still looking at Earth Love by Danny, she has a release coming out tonight. So 20% off until next Wednesday. Okay, so our next person, some of you know that Elena and I had a brick and mortar shop in Camp Hill called the Wellness Collective. And when we had that shop, one of the most fun things we got to do was bring in local craft artisans to display their art and their things. And one of our artists is John Carraja, and he makes the most beautiful, fantastical paintings you have ever seen. Like, I can't even tell you. And we had the pleasure of having several of his original full-size framed pieces in the store that I got to stare at all the time, and they're just pure magic. So this is one of my favorites of John, the fairy dragon. I mean, seriously, can you even handle that? He has the most amazing things, and he's an amazing person. So John is offering us 20% off all of his prints, and he has all different sizes for every budget. Through, I think, December 15th, but don't quote me because I'm gonna double check on that. But I'll be posting Vivi and John's stuff after I get off this live, so you can go on there. And I also created a page on my website where you can go to and find all of the days in one place with the coupon codes and when they expire. So that is what you can do. So it's www.sarahmala.com/favorite things, and you'll be able to find everybody, and I will update that. So, but seriously, look at that. And John Stuff makes such great gifts because he also makes these little like postcard size ones, and ones that are like this big, which I don't know how, what is that, 5 by 7, something like that. And he puts them on beautiful little mats, and they're just perfect to send to people. And so you get 20% off through the 15th, and I don't know what the code is, but I'll tell you what it is later. So yay, people. Super fun. Good morning, Vivi. I already showed everybody your things, but go see Vivi, tell her I sent you, and that is all the stuff. So let's talk energy now. I have two things to say about the energy, because here's what is coming through very strongly for me right now, and that I'm experiencing in my life, is that right now, whatever you are experiencing is directly correlated to what you have chosen. And I know I keep saying this, but it's becoming more and more and more apparent. So please refresh yourself on your choices, refresh yourself on whatever you seeded for new moon. Know that every action you take, every word you speak, these things create around you. They give off an energy that affects other energies and create around you. So as you walk around this weekend, be aware of your own power. Be aware of what you're putting out there, and also be aware of what you're letting in, okay? With energy, we love to think that we can either ignore it or we can control it. And that is not exactly true. Our understanding of what it means to protect yourself energetically is being upgraded as we are being upgraded in frequency. So whereas before, like a few years ago, if we were talking about energetic protection, and perhaps this might be true still to some degree, it was kind of like, okay, we need to kind of bubble ourselves up and create this barrier and not let any energies in, and like, you know, all of this stuff. It was a very like create a separation, and a lot of that protection did have a tinge of fear-based stuff in it, because it gave you that idea that if you didn't protect yourself, like something bad could happen, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, because that served us up until a point. but we are now upgrading all of our systems, right? So even the workshop that I did a few months ago on energetic protection, I'm like getting rid of that because I would need to do it over again because it feels that different. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what energetic protection looks like as we move into new earth energy. We cannot any longer exist in a fear-based state. And a fear-based state implies that we are not at the top of the food chain here, right? So if you're walking around feeling like, oop, better put my bubble up so I don't, get bludgeoned by this bad energy around me, that is implying that you are not more powerful than that energy coming in. And you are. So as you step into your power and your sovereignty, the ways that we deal with energy and energy transfer are also different. So you will be feeling, and I feel very strongly about this because I'm feeling it too, you will be feeling that as you become stronger and more in your sovereignty and more leveled up with these frequencies, that you're just not as affected by other people's weird energy. Like how before you would maybe hang out with some people and you would just be like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? I feel like I'm dying. Like you leave there and you take a shower and smudge yourself and all the things, right? I feel now that has changed because first of all, we've upgraded ourselves to the point where we don't put ourselves over there and hang out with people that make us feel that way. So that's step one. But step two is we can be around those frequencies and have so much empathy for where they are in their path that we know we are not affected by that. It's like, okay, I see where you are. I see that you're kind of in that energy suck place and you're complaining about this and that person did that to you and all the things, and you can just say love you so much, but that's not my reality, so I don't have to be affected energetically by it. We are not allowing ourselves to be pulled down anymore. And that takes the fear out of it. And that takes that, you don't have to walk around with armor, because here's the other thing. Where we're heading, we can't wall ourselves up. We can't harden our exterior. We need to be able to receive all of the energy and soften, okay? So you guys are upgraded. And you continually are upgrading your frequency. And so it's time to update your energetic hygiene practices, which really truly means, are you sovereign? Are you in alignment with your own energy? Do you trust yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Are you choosing your highest timeline? And can you allow other people to be right where they are? Can you allow that? Can you allow your friends and family to resonate at whatever frequency feels most natural to them right now? And understand that that's not better or worse than you. It's just where they are and where they need to be. Okay? Zoe is asking, does that mean I need to shower more? I don't know how to answer that question. I want to say no, but I guess we'll have to chat about your hygiene habits. I'm just kidding. So it's basically what I'm saying, and I think I've said it like 3 times by now, but it's okay. I like repeating myself. We are no longer in fear-based action, okay? We are no longer doing anything from a place of fear. So if you are still doing things that are or were based in a fear state, that you would do them because you fear to feel a certain way or you fear to be affected by something a certain way, it's time to upgrade those procedures and systems because they need to reflect your newly upgraded frequency. And when you do that, you free yourself up and you soften, because what's happening and what feels so good and what I'm so excited to discuss with you all the time is what it feels like to actually ascend. It's not this, there's not some stairway to heaven that's like pouring down from the sky that you walk up these stairs and now you're no longer on earth. No, friends, that is not it. It means we can be here in our true, raw, authentic, and vulnerable state and feel comfortable being there. Because when we are like that, when we're just here and you're stopped and you're open and you're loving, everything feels good. Nobody can get you down because you respect everybody else's sovereignty and you respect your own. So anybody who doesn't respect you and doesn't treat you in a way that feels right to you, off they go, send them with love. They shouldn't really be in your orbit anymore, because if they're still in your orbit, it means you're pulling them in, because otherwise they wouldn't be there because they're not resonating at your frequency. So take a look at the people who effortlessly orbit around you. And when I say effortlessly, I mean the ones you don't have to pull in, right? Who is effortlessly orbiting in your frequency? That will give you an idea of where you're resonating. And then look at who is not effortlessly resonating in your frequency and give yourself the grace and love enough to say, I'm going to stop pulling on that and let it go where it needs to go. It doesn't mean I never see this person again. It doesn't mean that you have to make a big stink about anything. It just means the things that we do now should feel effortless. If you have to hold something really tight or continually pull it into you or exert that kind of effort to keep it going, it's not in line with you. You're not orbiting in that frequency. So allow what naturally wants to be around you to be around you, and then enjoy it. Because the things that are effortlessly orbiting around you, I promise you, you like them. You feel good about them because they are effortless and they are connected to you at this time. If we remove attachment, right? Attachment to what people do, how they think, what we're gonna do next, what should happen, what I want to happen. If you remove all of those things, you just are, and you can receive what is right in, I was like gonna totally bomb you with F-bombs, but it can be right in front of you, okay? Receive what is right in front of you. We don't have to look outside of ourselves. We don't have to work so hard anymore. Just be you, be soft, be open, be loving, and enjoy yourself. Have a good time and understand it's not your job to pull everybody up with you. It's not your job. The only way that you can get people to rise up with you, to raise their vibration with you, is you doing you without worrying about them. When they are ready to lift their frequency, they will zero in on you and they will catch a ride. And that is all there is to it. Nobody ever really changes themselves by being argued with, being told what to do, being shown what to do, being threatened, being belittled, being made to feel like they're wrong. Nobody changes behaviors in a heart-centered, aligned way by any of that. So, and when you engage in that, your vibration lowers down too, because you're not worried about yourself, you're worried about somebody else. So we stay on our lane, we keep working on this and having a good time, picking things that make us feel joy, getting that joy momentum going, and then see what's orbiting around you and enjoy that too. The more enjoyment you have, the higher your frequency is. And that's not to say we don't have moments of like, fuck this is shitty. Because yeah, sometimes fuck this is shitty. But more than not, it isn't. And it's okay to have joy, happiness, and a good life right now, in this very moment. So that is your weekend pep talk. I love you guys so much. I'm getting ready for things today and I have to clean my house, which I am going to turn into something magical with, like, I don't know, music, I guess, and incense and maybe some morning wine. I don't know. I'll think about it. But I hope you have an amazing weekend. I will post the day 5 with Vivi and John, all their stuff, so you can get on your holiday shopping. And, oh wait, one more exciting thing. I was on a podcast this week and it is debuting today. So I will post that to you too. If you guys follow the Inner Bloom podcast, I'm on there and I talk. And Peony's there, she channels, and we talk about unicorns and fairies and gnomes and coronavirus, which was what I really want to talk about, but such is life. So if you want to tune into that, I'll post that link later when I have it. But anyway, I love you guys. Have an amazing weekend. I'll be back Monday. And on Monday, when I tell you what day 6 is, I will also have something new to share. That will be like my own giveaway. That's the super secret surprise, and I'm going to keep a lid on it until Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. Love, love, love. If you have enjoyed my things, please share, tell your friends, and I'll see you on Monday. Mwah!